Hey guys, thanks for tuning in. This is Optibotimus coming at you with another video review. And on today's episode, we're going to be taking a look at the new Transformers Titans Return Deluxe Class Triggerhappy and Blowpipe. For the package, you got a really cool image of Triggerhappy there in the back, as well as the Transformers text and the Generations logo. On the back of the package, you can see that Blowpipe is compatible with other Titan Master figures, as well as images of Triggerhappy in his robot and vehicle mode. And it says, using the power of Titan Masters, the Decepticons rise up to destroy the Autobots. Blowpipe gives anybody he unites with the power of a compression cannon, a weapon that attacks with armor-crushing force. But for the packaging on this guy, that's about it. So without further ado, let's get him out here and see how cool he actually is. Alright guys, so here we have Triggerhappy and Blowpipe open up and out of their packaging. And right up front, this appears to be everybody's absolute favorite figure from this wave. And I can actually see why. This is a really nice looking figure. You kind of got like that almost Star Wars X-Wing kind of look to it, especially when you have like this extra kind of display option with his cannons plugged underneath the wings. I mean, it really does look cool. It's a very unique look, and I really like him as well. Is he my favorite in this wave? Probably not. I think that I like Hot Rod a little bit more, mostly just because I have more of an attachment to that character, but this still looks really good. As you can see, you got some nice painted detail through here with some like gold and bronze and silver. You got obviously his Decepticon logo right there. You have him on the wings as well, which are kind of swooped inwards, which is a unique kind of look. The blue looks nice. I do kind of wish that there was a little bit more actual paint detail on the guns. As it is, they're just molded in this kind of grayish white plastic. He does have a landing gear here, which doesn't really do too much. I mean, you got like some fake wheels right there that when you put it on there, it kind of rests on it. So you do have kind of a landing gear sort of thing. Obviously, Blowpipe can sit here in the middle. He's a little bit tricky to get in just by leaving this piece up. I mean, you can put it in there and you kind of have to wiggle his legs to get it to fit in there. It's a little bit easier, honestly, if you just detach this and put him in there. That way you can just set him there, bring that up, and then close that. As it is, you're just kind of fiddling with it, but in doing so, that makes it look a little bit weird when you're taking him out. But taking a look at him, again, very limited detail in terms of paint applications on him. Some nice sculpted detail on there, though. I mean, you can see his chest is nicely detailed. The head looks pretty nice. Obviously, the same articulation with the ball-jointed shoulders, the hinge here at the knees, and the actual waist. And then when you transform him, there you have Triggerhappy's actual head, which that looks really very nice. I like you got some yellow in there for the eyes. I actually like how the bridge of his nose is also painted red. That's a nice little touch. So overall, real good paint detail on the head. Dropping him. The Target Master really doesn't have much detail kind of on him, and people have complained about that. But then it's weird because it's like, well, I don't want it to be a Headmaster. Well, just the head looks good, so you don't even need to use that. But I don't know. People are going to complain just because they want to complain. But vehicle mode wise looks really good. One thing that I will say is that I would be very, very surprised if this wasn't eventually retooled and repainted to give us a Cyclonus. The transformation on this reminds me a lot of that original Generations or classic Cyclonus that we got a few years ago. It is a very similar transformation, and I think that you could make a really nice Cyclonus out of this. Yes, we did get that in the Combiner Wars line, but I think redoing this to give us a deluxe one that would fit with Scourge and then the Voyager class Galvatron, I think would look pretty cool. Obviously, like I said, you do have his guns here. They can peg together right like so, and then you got the little holes on the bottom section here where you're going to take Blowpipe, you're going to peg those in there, although that's a little bit stiff to actually get that in there. That doesn't want to lock in very easily, and he just sits there. I mean, I don't even know, but I mean, the gun looks pretty nice. I do wish that what they would do, I mean, you got the handles on the sides here. I do wish they would actually mold like another handle on the bottom so he could actually hold it like this. I think that's a cool looking gun as opposed to making it just one gun in each hand. So you do have those. You don't necessarily have to take those off for the transformation, but you can. So to transform them, first we're going to come around here to the sides. We're going to detach these and slide these out to the side just like so. Again, very similar to what the Cyclonus figure had. You got something like that. The legs kind of collapse up very similarly to that as well. We're just going to fold these out like so, rotate these around. That's going to be his feet. feet, obviously. Take this whole section, spin this around at the waist, and this part here actually gets really cool. Take this, hinge this down, and then this whole section swivels around. I really do dig that. And then you bring that in just like so. Take this, collapse that on the back, come around here to these arms, accordion these down and hinge them all the way in. Give that a nice little push, locking that into place. Bring that down, locking that into place. Take these little wings. Again, you could have Cyclonus's wings be right there. Fold that back just like that. These sections rotate off to the side, swivel out his hands. Do that on this side as well. Rotate that around, separate his legs, kind of position him where he's going to stand there. Go ahead and take a blowpipe, transform him, rotate that around, peg him into the little port right there, and boom! There you have Triggerhappy transformed in his robot mode. But an overall really fun looking figure. But one thing I will say is that he does get a little bit cluttered in like the arm area, especially if you have him holding his guns, or maybe you don't even have him holding the guns, you just keep them tabbed onto the back section of the wings. The way that he transforms is really cool, especially here with this section staying attached and everything. I mean, that's kind of neat. The way that it rotates and everything, really very cool. But like I said, a lot of this just kind of gets cluttered, and when you're trying to rotate the arms and everything, I mean, it rotates. There's no real restrictions unless you want to move outward with it where the gun kind of hits the wing here. It's just, I just feel when you're grabbing it, it's like there's too much. So you're like, so it kind of feels a little bit clunky in some aspects, but I still actually really do enjoy the figure. You can see that he collapses very nicely. I know a lot of people don't like the whole headmaster gimmick, but one thing that I will say about it is that by taking the head off, it actually makes the engineering a little bit more simple because you don't have to hide the head because it's not permanently attached. So taking it actually off allows you to kind of focus on engineering in other areas and stuff. And I dig that. I think that, oh, put that in there actually straight. The head wants to rotate around. I think that that's actually a really very cool thing. I know people don't like the headmaster gimmick, but it honestly doesn't bother me. But taking a closer look at the figure, again, you get those same colors kind of coming through here. Again, I do kind of wish that the arms were a little bit more matching with the blue right here, or if they put some silver on it or something like that. I think it would look pretty nice, especially with this big giant gun. Maybe not necessarily this back section. If this was like painted silver and this whole gun was kind of painted blue like the forearms, I think that would look pretty cool. But you can see that there's elements here that I can absolutely see being as Cyclonus. It would require, you know, new molds and stuff, but the engineering is basically what I would kind of expect. And while I don't have any attachment to this character, much like Breakaway, Triggerhappy is still a fun toy. Now, for his articulation, the head does get that whole rotation right there because of the neck on the actual Titan Master. You got a hinge right here. You have is that no, that's just a swivel here at the actual shoulder, so that's not even a ball joint. You have a rotation here at the upper part of the bicep, but some of this stuff does kind of get in the way. He hinges forward and back at the elbow. He's got a hinge here at the wrist. The waist here does have a rotation forward. You got the ball jointed hips for a full range of motion. He rotates on a mushroom peg up here at the upper part of the thigh, bends here at the knee, and then the feet, actually, you can pivot the toe and the heel a little bit so you can get some nice range of motion. Then you can see that the ankles are kind of in this bent spread, so instead of keeping it straight up like that, you can actually angle them out a little bit and get a really good pose for them. And then again, as a deluxe size figure, Triggerhappy comes in at about 5.5 inches tall. Now going back to his little weird jet mode, first you're going to take the hands, tuck them up into the forearms themselves, rotate these guns around, and they kind of soft tab into place. It's not a real sturdy one, and you can see like this one here has a tendency to pop out. So I'm not 100% sure what I can do for that. It's almost like it's being pushed out by something else. I mean, part-time it holds, but other times it doesn't. So setting that like that, you can then rotate these wings out just like so. Go ahead, obviously take off the blowpipe, set him off to the back, bring these arms out, detach these. They actually tab in really securely, so pull that out and hinge that all the way out. Come on. Come on. And yes, I did hurt my finger, so I just scratched it, but it was bleeding pretty good. So people are going to, what'd you do to your finger? That's what I did. I scratched it. So you take this out, lift this back section up just like so, detach this waist piece and kind of hinge it where it's like this. Then you can rotate this whole assembly all the way around. Then the legs here actually are kind of tricky to do. You just rotate this. Oh, I'm sorry. And then you have to spin the waist around. And then you bring this all the way in. And it's kind of like hinging it on a angle here so that you, let me get this out of the way, so that you can peg all this together and bring the legs together, squeeze them, and then you got like this whole angular sort of section right here, and then you just push this all in, you line up, there's a little tab section here and here that slot into little grooves bits right down there, so you just kind of have to find that and push that in there. I had it and then I pulled it out, so I was derpy. There we go. So put that like so, bring the cockpit up just like that, take this whole back section, rotate this back towards here, and then you got a little slot right here that this little section is going to tab into. That helps to hold the legs actually in place a whole lot better than the little tabbing section up here. So bring that back, bring that around, lock that into place right there, and then these, you swivel that around, and then you got another little tab right here that slots on the inside of the arm right there. So do that here as well. And then again, like you can see, I mean, this one tabs in straight, and then this one constantly wants to bend out. So I'm not 100% sure. I mean, if I push really hard, it kind of holds it, but it usually wants to go off on an angle. And then again, you can take the guns here, you can peg them on the underside just like that. Do that on this side as well, just to complete the look for him. You got a couple of these little posts right here that if you wanted to, you can take any of the Titan Master figures. And why you would want to have him riding around on the back engine like that, I have no idea. But you can, and when you're done, there you have Triggerhappy back in his jet mode. In general though, a really cool Transformer. The jet mode here absolutely screams Star Wars to me, so I kind of dig it. And the robot mode looks really good as well. Like I said, the arms do get a little bit clunky and are a little bit too busy for my full liking, but it's not that bad. But where this figure really does shine, I think, is the transformation. It feels good, it's different, and is in generally pretty fun to do. I still definitely think that the Hot Rod is my favorite in this wave, mostly because of the sentimental connection to the character. That's just a personal preference for me. But in terms of the transformation on this is probably the best transformation out of this wave of deluxe figures. So all that being said, if Triggerhappy is a figure that you'd like to add to your collection, he is hitting various retail locations right now. So good luck and happy hunting. Or as always, there's Big Bad Toy Store. So all you have to do for that is click on the link down in the video description. You'll go to BBTS where you can check out availability on this guy, as well as the rest of their new Transformers Titans Return figures. But beyond that, guys, that's about it. So once again, I want to thank you for tuning in. This has been Optibotimus. Don't forget that if you like this video, to please like and share it. It goes a long way towards helping me out. Also, be sure to subscribe in case you haven't already subscribed. That way you get instant email notifications whenever I upload a new video, and you never miss out on a future review of mine. Or if you're already subscribed, be sure to click on that little bell on my homepage and double check your settings to make sure that you're getting those email notifications. And as always, until next time, be excellent to each other. You've been put to the test, but